when you talk about a slip and fall type of case, and sometimes we put both slip and fall and trip and fall together because they have similar requirements for proof. And when somebody slips, let's say on an icy condition, for example, a driveway that's snowy and icy, there's certain factors that we have to look at. And the first factor is the liability of the case. To show that a landlord or a homeowner is responsible or should have cleaned up that snow and ice, you have to show that the ice and snow has been there for a long enough period of time that he had or she had the opportunity to make the proper maintenance of the place so that people could walk by safely. So if you slip and fall in snow and ice in the middle of a snowstorm, there is no case against the property owner. They haven't had a chance to clean up their snow and ice. If you slip and fall on a sidewalk or a driveway, let's say 4 or 5 days after a snowfall, where everybody has a chance to clean it up and salt it, you may have a case against the landlord or against the person who's responsible for cleaning up the snow and ice. The same thing with the trip and fall. Now, with the trip and fall, let's say at a defective sidewalk, you have to prove that the defect in the sidewalk was something that was substantial. If the court finds that the defect in the sidewalk was what we call in the law de minimis or minimal, then the landlord's not responsible. So what does that mean? The court cases generally say anything that's off at least under a ½ inch or a ¼ inch in a raised sidewalk would not be something that the landlord would be responsible for. If there's a hole in the sidewalk, again, it's a question of fact of whether that is something substantial and if the landlord should have known about that and made a repair to it. So in slip and fall and trip and fall cases, the most important thing is to get pictures and perhaps even an expert. And we use an expert on a slip and fall snow and ice case. Maybe somebody will talk about the weather and bring in the weather charts and say, well, look, it snowed X amount a week ago, and then it melted and then it iced, and he should have an opportunity to make this repair. On a sidewalk case, we might bring in, believe it or not, an engineer who will come and testify as to the angle of the sidewalk and as to the material in the sidewalk, or whether there should be a handrail going up the stairs, or if the stairs have the right risers to them. All these are the most important part of proving those type of cases.